have. But what is avaling ayan data is structure on how we can follow that structure no di ito'y constitution in canons. So that's basically what we are trying to present in this subject matter. Ada dato'y one episode dato'y inyag ni Paddy Alice regarding what this course is all about. Rightly, we will be focusing on this policy, policy. Just seeing that one seem to be simple, but we will find later some complications in it that has to be explained and to be understood. We will be focusing on this one, but my plan on this subject is first we'll try to trace some historical development of the canons, because very interesting on how the church survived in the first 300 years during the persecution, and you will fully understand that when you go to the history of the church. But we'll be touching some of the development of the canon law that exists in the church in the first 3 centuries of the church mission. And then from there, we will not go in detail, history na, but just to have you some ideas on how the church laws were developed, and then we will jump right away to see the different principles of canon law in the Anglican Communion. Siguro importante mo lang dito because when we say within the Anglican Communion, we have unity at the pagpaparehon ti struktura ti simbahan tayo. Kat iso mo lang the same principle that we use here in the ECP, as we copied from the Ikusa before. Ikusa ng itatakat tek kunada the Episcopal Church, and so it was also copied from the Church of England. Idi napanti Anglican Church America. So you will understand that as the matter of background. And then from there, mapantayo iti ECP Constitution and Canons. Ado na ito, we will not, again, tapas lang kurang ti time tayo, we'll just go some important point and the main structure of the ECP as defined in the Constitution and Canons. We will from time to time compare it diocese tayo, ECP Constitution and Canons. While we have the overall ECP, we have the diocesan. Well, these two constitutions doesn't necessarily be in conflict, but you will find later the synchronization of the main constitution and canons and the particular constitution canons of the diocese. If we go deeper to the ground, of course we have in each congregation, parishes, there are what they call articles of organization. But we don't have to talk about that. So long as ay importante makita tayo main structure of the simbahan tayo. So ito ay unang tayo i-presentar. Ada pa dito iti na-enumerate kat importante na dito we will try to tackle also this one the legal the legal and the ethical responsibilities of the clergy and lay. Taada ti nasken responsibilities ka iti lay kan ordained clergy. So important thing maawan ti lay detoy much more when God willing one of you or all of you will go towards ordination and important tila nga makawatan ti may sangap natin na ito'y magbanan. So, the main nung panpanunutok ini Rabbi nga baka dati you might have other specific expectation on how you understand this subject matter. So baka kaya yung i-share, isulat yung pero may salaran. One dua nga expectation yung iti dahito yung subject matter. No, I will try to deal with it. No, kas pagarigan there is relevance to our subject matter. So, can you share with me some of your personal expectation on this subject matter?
Mayat naman, sige.
Kita tayo mo dati kay naiga na iti daytoy plano may presentar iti daytoy subject matter constitution and canons. Sige man, you just but if you have more, why not? You can share with me.
Irogi mo mga pads. Ano ka ang ruti? Baga mo eh. Kaya na.
Ano ako rin tayo sa
I was just thinking, Padre, how do we, is there a mechanism for enforcement? Kadagid to the laws in, apart from the general organization tayo. For example, there is a rule in, I don't know, I haven't read the canon.
Will you
Malipit sa alutan so ang makamang di pala.
Just wrote some of those you are trying, you want to sort of
Enforcement. No correct na natin.
Ang pwede pa dito kung yung ako ko.
Ito okay na ako.
Okay. Yeah, fine. There's a thing, nothing wrong. Yeah. Very interesting that we are so this is wow. It is very so before I will respond to this, for all we know, canon when we why how we using this canon. This is from the Greek term which means rule. Nang lugingay ide ko dahil sa rin karpintero nga footroll. Now there should be standard measurement of everything. Isu etika actually that's how simple it is. Isu dia tinakaalaan dia kanon nga dia the rule and everything there should be a standard rule that should be followed. So basically that is what we are trying. It is applied. It is applied in the church rather than using the law, the term law. Medyo ada kabiti some implications when we saw it law, although it means really law of the church. But as it is, here is the term we are using about canon, which means the rule. So this is what we are trying to present in the subject of the rule that should be followed. And in this, that will relate with the question may sakara kayo about enforcement of the constitutional canon. Dati decree sana dito come because we have no police power to enforce every letters of the canon law. But you will find out later also that in the content of the constitution and canons there is no much penal clause on it. Ang kaslay jay linted tayo, jay linted ti pagilian nga no ang mga inarami dito dito sa papak ti maarami pin ka. But basically as a church pastoral dito yun. Very pastoral simbahan how ang dati nagkamali hanga diyay una nga mapanunod ka sa panisan tayo dito yun how we could correct that person whenever nagkamali. So that's basically what the canons is trying to take care in terms of its members. We are not talking so much about penalty. Awan mo na take penal cross, tayo, but it's very, very pastoral in content. Jadi the enforcement of the letters of the common law is based upon, of course, we have some ministers to do that. For example, nanti may isang membro adati nagkamalian na, for example, na may kaniwas itilinted ti awon mo ti church police tayo ang kaslay jay no kasla ko nga ijay Islam nga adati ano ko na rin dyan ti religious police o adati ang muda nga nagkamali ijay pa ay sus padamadagos ti religious police nga magtiliw no nagtakaw ka putag nga dagos awat ti no, we are not doing that in the church. So that's the difference in terms of enforcement. We will understand as your question the mechanism how can this be implemented from top to bottom, and how does the members respond to this canons in terms of enforcement. Tapos for one thing, adati some discipline that we possess as a member of the church, di ba? Adati disiplina na isuti basic nga adda iti ag-member atas may nga Kristiyano. Ay ko das imagine no awag mo lang ti silbina no sikap ka Kristiyano pa then you don't discipline yourself. So this is so that usaran ti simbahan iti kada member. That's why there are so many ways by which this discipline can be brought upon to individual person, teaching, and then of course to the religious orientation that is being provided to every member. So may isolated business ti simbahan. masusti na rin ti canons. Kat the end result of this one is I mentioned about discipline, yeah. Then the end result of canon is order.
Parang kanina lang, no? Sa liturgy.
Tapos urang jay civil law is what the purpose in order to have some orderliness in society and much more. And in the church, these are used in order to have some order within the church. In fact, in the Anglican Communion, they additional order, and this is what marks us as a church, as an Anglican church, the order and decency.
Gasong that order and decency.
Very important that yan. Ang mga balik na kung conforme ay isang agpapak na religious organization dito. Basta lang agpapak dahil then everything is possible. Ng haan iti Anglican Communion, we've got to have some order and decency. Dati urnos natin, siyempre decency at ikasta na mamayang bigay. For example, lay, uray mo anya takalay iti lay, nga ag-preach, wano adami kang kwanatin knowledge. Ang mabaling nga, maudin nga damos kapati. There's to be some process of order by which that certain person is ordained. Tapos dyan, almost na dyan, at daamin dito ay canons, but by the way, no, mapantayin to a specific overview of the canons, so you will understand that this canon is not hanga encyclopedia ti aksyon ti maysa nga no panpanunan ito magati no kahit kung Aramin na ti kastoy kita man di kanos no dati bagana anak kasta. In fact kaslari panangtraton ti daduma iti Biblia nga kasla nga encyclopedia amin ti aramid iti biyar. No, it is not the Bible. In the first place, it's not written for that. Kastamot iti it's some general guidelines, but it does not contain some specific provision for which a person should do things in one's life. Dahil meeting me the Commission on Constitution and Canons. Diferensya ya ti kakadwami ket adda dagiti abogado dapat ti quiz ket pipano ijay tratuon jay Constitution and Canons ti Pagilian. It says here in Article 1, Provision 2-3, sentence so and so, it cite that they letters of Leviticus to prove something, but in canon law, while we do that also, but it is very impressive because there are many things ado ti awan ijay kanon nga aramidan tayo, and we are basing it on what we call some traditions. Traditions are also law, unwritten law. In fact, already maipalagip kanya tikwa. This decision that iti huis on the Supreme Court no dati na aramid idi nga case ket isulyete ko isumot ti aramidan da so nga automatic nga nagbalin nga ko nga guide ken automatic nga balin nga linted kasabot iti ko iti simbahan. There's other unwritten traditions that we have been following that they are not necessarily written in the canon law. Ito'y paglindagan tayo. But it is being followed. I cannot cite, but you will realize that later. So that should be made very clear in this first stage of our subject matter regarding how we treat the law, but importantly, it is here to guide everyone in terms of orderliness. There got to be an order in the church, and not only an orderly manner should be decent. That's an Anglican. You cannot find that in the other religious groups. Okay, so the idea how the members invoke the canon only right in verse. There are some general provisions for this about the membership and the responsibilities. There, yes, right. If you call that right, but rights are privileges. Okay, so that the privilege and right. Is it that? When you are given a privilege to enter this room at any time, that privilege cannot be can be taken away from you, di ba? But when you see right, as lang mas permanente nila nga kukwamay, as lang inherent mo. So, but we use privileges rather than right. The right is God-given. The privilege is given to every member. So the moment you are baptized in the Anglican Church, in this church, you have the privilege to be part of the group, and you have the privilege to be served and to serve. Diba? You will be served and served by the church, and at the same time, you are also given the privilege to serve in the church. That's how it is in the its content, the general content. But if we have some time, we can go to some specific details. But dito yung last pala dito yung na amindaran during that synod, you will understand what it is mean by synod and how these are amended. Ang kailangan na inayon dito. I'm asking the provincial office to furnish us with the updated constitution and canons.
Maybe we can request Paddy for our study also. Siguro I can kuan si Manang Bridget. We can request to give us even the soft copy and then sa atin to i-reproduce. So I will try to do that.
Okay, very good. Here and then its history, its origin is traced. Nabakain tungkol ko na to traced from the text, the constitution and canons of the Episcopal Church. Actually, before we became an autonomous province of the Anglican Communion, our canons is this one. Hanggang ito so that hindi susurutan tayo. For a long time until after 1994. So but that basically when they made this one, it proposed that way, ECP Constitution and Canons. It is basically isumot lang ti parehumot lang ti struktura na ngam nasuksukatan at ti application na because we have a different Philippine city from that of the ICOSA. So that we will hope we will have some time to see its difference, but so that kung nakopya na dito ay ito
Kasalamat lang din po yun.
yaganin dito yan. Well, as I was saying, the updates we will be receiving some of the amended constitution and canons. Bigat yati ko, you will understand later amending this one takes some process. The pocket, the canons, the ECP canons, and the EDNCP for that matter. Is always divided into two parts. So that the panadita dua ngam tinipiri siya na dito nga dua party iti constitution and canons dito these are general provisions ti ada dito constitution and canons some specific provisions ti ada so when the church plan to amend some provision of this one, it takes longer and harder time. It takes 3 readings.
Okay.
3 readings. law, but you could just imagine ijay timang amindar lang nito ikatwa, jay makunang nga sinod. Synod are church conventions, church general. Iso na ito the highest policy-making body of the church, the synod. We will explain that later. Iso na ito the mga amindar dito eh. Kat the synod meets once in 3 years.
So 9 years.
So no 3 readings, no 3 or no 2 readings. It takes about
6 to 9 years.
10 years.
6 years
Yeah.
before it will be amended. So pas lang ti purpose na mauusik mo hanggang basta nga masuksukatan ti paglintigan masahapon nga ma-review. Ay dito kamo sa kad mabalin na uray one synod lang o one convention. For example, nati naamin daran nga provision ti kamo sa tataya. Ade about lay leadership, idikot adalah ti talong malisensyaan lay readers. Ag-assist the communion, ag-assist iti liturgy of the word, kun ag-preach. Diyan. Ngam, ini synod, ada tinai-introduce nga amendment. This is on the canon side, nga inayon tayo diyan ko jay evangelist dan pastoral. Taada dagiti masakol nga we are the church is recognizing them. For example, may isang nagisursuro iti Sunday school, kan vacation church school, when can conduct iti Bible study. These are called the evangelists, lay evangelists. So they got to be licensed in a way. The license is a form of formal recognition. The lisensya. It does not prevent one to volunteer to do that. Okay, so hanga kwadaya. And then pastoral, ada dagiti masapon nga ma-recognize mo dagiti members na nalaing da nga makitultulong ijay padi nga mapan-agbisbisita kadagiti masakit, kadagiti mapan ijay minatayan, mapan mang bisita kadagiti membro nga makibisbisa to sa pastoral ministers assisting the clergy. So, i-presenta niya nga mainayon, inaprobaran na. So, it is implemented after 3 months, 90 days po naman. Will, okay? So kasi di overview na ito'y canons. And then, they may sama question pa niya. Ada ti provision ti paglintigan tayo kadagiti kason ti members nung pa'y nabunyagan na kutnapan da iti sa bali ada ti aramidan ng hanga idiktar ti canons data ti specific nga aramidan ti may sangapari menurikat na iti discretion ijay specific nga parish priest kas di ko nakita tayo na very pastoral tayo mo. Na hanga kapag talaga jay, get out on whatever we do. Because iti komot lang, iti panos tayo, sumubsub, iti kwakat sumubsub nila. So, kasla napandalaan to express siguro the urgent need in terms of their faith, but we don't. This is a really removed. In fact, so kanayo nga debate iti kada kami nga papati. Iti meeting kami. Ano ti arami na tayo ti maysa nga pimanaw mo. Ay katen tayo ay naga na iti listahan ti membro tayo. Ono ikaten tayo naga na iti baptismal lists. Divided kami dito ya dati mo na ikatan tayo deda dumamat kat ko na nga it's those are documents you leave them or they are anyway baka kajay kasi so you will notice that nyamot yang likad very lenient that is how that's the nature of this of our church in terms of canon law. It doesn't necessarily dictate. It's very wide the discretion. Our canon law provides a very wide discretion in terms of its implementation. Understand that? That's baka uray kita kasi pangkat nangurot si binarita nga ako. But this is how we exist. In fact, this is our strength on the one hand. While maybe some see it as a weakness, but this is our strength as a church.
Tapi tadi kanina niya orang nga maibusan talaga ba din ko. Ipakat ti kanon ti kuana. At least lenient siya iso nang ano ada ti pumasok na pa rin doon le. At least basta sila na pero ba na. Ay simbahan mismo niya. Nagano mo dati nga mapakubol galong kumatipadi.
Uwan mo to?
Yung gano'n na siguro di pati. Ang dapat ng mabati. The same is true with the Tigaan clergy. We have to understand that clergies are also human beings. Ano ba dyan, yung nang pagpanunod ito yung mga lay na, pasip lang na nagkabayon, diba dito? Ayun, ayun, ang dapos kanin eh. Namakamig ng papadi. Now we realize nga, nagpintas na nagkatikanon to have a good canon.
Now, okay, at the moment, kasi natin ararabin kayo, nagpataw kayo, because I hope it gives you some general overview of what we will be talking about here, but later on, we will be moving to some specific subject to deal with, but my style is I'm open to any question, and then try to relate it. It is some importance on the subject matter that we have, but of course, I also remind myself na dati limitation at mahal tayo conformity tungtungan tayo dito but I'm open to any question that you think it is related to our subject matter. So, Pastor Jai,